Hello there and welcome to today's video. Well, it's October folks, which means things will look a little more Halloweeny around the Clay Disarray corner of YouTube. So today I'm working on a character from one of my favourite horror movies, The Exorcist. I don't know what it is about this film, but for me it's one of the creepiest ever. And I've been thinking as to why, and I think it's something to do with my own upbringing really, because I was brought up in a Scots Catholic family, and although they weren't the most religious, I think certainly it really added to my sense of fear when watching this film, because I watched it when I was fairly young, but I could really relate to the character of Regan, and I think probably because I kind of resembled her a bit as a young one as well. So yeah, I could almost identify with her a little, but you know, I wasn't possessed by a devil, or at least not to my knowledge anyway. But oh, it's such a great film, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well, as to whether you think it's one of the more successful horror movies out there. Mark Kermode absolutely loves this film. He names it as his favourite ever film, and if you're not aware, Mark Kermode is a really respected film critic here in the UK, and he often goes on about The Exorcist, and you know, it's a near perfect film, isn't it? Well, you might not agree, let me know if you don't, but for me it certainly is. I'd also be interested to hear what your favourite horror movies are as well, so let me know down below, because you never know, it might be a film that I work with over the course of this Halloween month. I'm always looking for suggestions actually, you know, it's always helpful having a hive mind community here on YouTube. So if you've been subscribed to my channel for any length of time, you'll no doubt know that I'm a big fan of Halloween, so I really enjoy working on projects throughout October each year. So I will be working on a few horror movie posters, and I'm planning to create a few more horror movie posters, and basically it's a personal project that I've been working on for a number of years now, where I reimagine movie posters using my Polymer Clay creations, such as little Regan here, as I'll no doubt be making a poster with her. And I just basically reimagine the movie posters using my little characters. So I'll be sharing a horror movie poster a day over on Twitter and on Instagram throughout October. So by all means come and follow me at claydisarray on either, and you'll receive a little Halloween treat each day in the form of one of my posters. So I'm going to be making Regan in her nightgown, so I need to make a perfect shade of blue for her. So I'll just start mixing some clay through my pasta roller and just roll that out like so. And here's the bit where I act like a tailor in cutting her nightgown to size. It's funny actually, as a polymer clay artist that often works with people, I often think of myself as a tailor and a hairdresser and a makeup artist, and basically a whole variety of things really to help to make the form come together. So I'll just cut that down to size. So following on from a recent video where I discussed some of my work being stolen in the form of one of my YouTube videos, and basically it was re-uploaded by another account that was trying to claim the video as their own, this week one of you kindly pointed out that there is an account that's basically used all of my horror movie posters, well not all of them but quite a lot, and they've even stolen the script on my website, which is me basically describing the horror movie poster project. So they've taken all of that script and used a computerized voice, and are basically trying to pass off my horror movie posters as their own. And you know, this stuff is so tiresome, and unfortunately it's a little more difficult to go through YouTube for material like that, where they've basically stolen artwork and trying to, you know, pass it off as their own. YouTube has some robots that are always on the lookout for videos that have been stolen, but it's a little more tricky when it comes to artwork, so I'm just going to go through a copyright claim on that at some point. But thank you ever so much for letting me know about that. It really just shows how difficult, you know, it is being an artist and having your work stolen all the time. It's such a headache. But I'd be really interested to know if you're an artist too and you've had similar stuff happen, and you know, how you've gone about it and whether you had a positive end result, because it's, you know, just so tiresome. So here I'm just making some lace effects for Regan's nightgown, just to, you know, make it look a lot more like a nightgown really. And I'll pop on some more flowers. And I'm using some little seed beads here for some buttons. Just press those in nice and firmly, because I find sometimes with seed beads, if they're not pressed in fully, that they'll just fall off after baking really. So now I've baked the model and I'm just going to work on Regan's iconic messy hair now. So it's starting to come together. Just need to make sure that it looks as messy as possible really, but it's still going to bake fairly solidly, so it won't break after it's baked basically. And this really reminds me of the hair that I had as a young one basically. And nope, I'm not a natural blonde. So at this point I thought that I really needed to basically scruff little Regan up a bit, so I'm using a variety of inks here just to make it look a lot more dirty really, because, you know, it looks like she's basically vomited all over herself, so just need to ensure that that looks a lot more representative of little Regan. Yep, pretty happy with that. And here she is, all done, and I'm pretty happy with her actually. I wasn't sure how this would come together at the beginning, so yeah, I'm pleased with how she came out. And as I say, I need to make a little horror movie poster with this one, so that will be posted later in October. Give it a like if you got this far, and I'll see you next time, no doubt with another Halloween character.